work environment.
Dan treats us like he treats clients we work with. Cordial and strictly about business, and it's wearing thin now. Any advice is appreciated. Okay, she asked for advice, so I'll give some advice. You and your friends need to grow the F up. You're 24 years old, so I'm assuming all the female coworkers are probably in the 20s. We all know what generation they're in, between the Z-tards and the millennials, and she's certainly behaving like a bunch of Z-tards and millennials. Your work is a place of business. To earn a paycheck to pay for your living expenses or to build a career, not high school, but she's acting like it's high school. If this guy doesn't want to talk to you, that's his business. He probably has experience where BS goes on, gossiping and drama and turmoil, which you're creating drama, and wants nothing to do with it. And given how you're acting here and saying that it's an unpleasant work environment or some BS like that, and think about going to HR, gee, you wonder why he doesn't want to talk to you. Problem is this, you can't handle the fact that a guy doesn't want to pay attention to you, that a guy isn't flirting with you, asking you out and all that, is driving you freaking crazy. Now guys, women handle rejection usually one of two ways. Either they become more obsessed with the guy that's rejecting them, either because he turned down their advances or just ignores them, or two, they get even. And right here, you're having the whole get even thing. So if any of these a-holes, and yes, they are a-holes, complain in with management, HR, I hope like hell for this guy that HR is a little more reasonable. We'll listen to his side of the story instead of the guilty until proven guilty thing, and he strikes back hard because he's not doing anything wrong. He just wants nothing to do with the girls. End of story. He talks to the guys, he does his job. She said he treats them like clients, and that's what you got to do. Unfortunately, this is what you get. And one could argue, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And that's a fair point. But at the end of the day, a guy's handling it right, in my opinion, but sadly, he gets some backlash. I did a story a few years ago about a woman who decided she wanted to have an all-female workforce. I think it was in the fashion industry. Let's just say it was absolute chaos, and that company went out of business. And she realized then she should have just hired men. But this is the drama you can expect. But you know what? I say good for this guy, not giving these gals the time of day, and I hope if something happens, I don't want something to happen, but if it does, he handles this right and gets some of these a-holes fired.
Oh, stop there. Apparently stop there. Oh. I don't know if it was enough. Well, then I don't know. It's not possible to get D vitamins again from the sun if it's good weather anyway. Yeah, doesn't feel like. Should probably just give it a little more to. Well, where did the song go? No, guess it stopped. Guess it wasn't any longer. I got some mini batteries. Let's see what this is.
It seems like Bud Light is getting embarrassed on a daily basis. Sometimes they do it to themselves. I would say about 90% of the time they're doing it to themselves. But now they're getting it done by other people as well. They're having some really embarrassing rewards that I'll show you later on in this video. That they're getting taken away. Some LGBTQ plus awards and things like that getting taken away from Bud Light. And also, obviously, their sales are still continuing to plummet. We'll go over all of that stuff in this video. But this article right here from Newsweek says Bud Light distributor issues public plea to bring back angry customers. So people, distributors for Bud Light, we've already seen the salesmen who are going from grocery store to grocery store, gas station to gas station, and seeing that Bud Light and really all Anheuser-Busch products are just not selling up to par. They're just not selling enough for them to be able to feed their families in the same way that they were able to previous to the Bud Light boycott and all of that. So we're already seeing those TikToks, we're already seeing those videos go viral of those salesmen who are just not able to make the same amount of money that they were previously because these Bud Light, these Anheuser-Busch products just aren't selling. But now we're also seeing Bud Light distributors issuing public pleas to bring back angry customers. And it's just more embarrassment for the Bud Light brand. It's just more bad looks for the Bud Light brand. I feel bad for these people who had no say in whether or not they had Dylan Mulvaney be the face of Bud Light. These people, these salesmen, these distributors, they had no say in the marketing campaign with Dylan Mulvaney. You know, it wasn't their decision for Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch to make an absolutely god-awful choice with the Dylan Mulvaney situation. And yet,
the LGBT, that's sodomy. Let's just call it what it is, sodomy. Nah. Sodomy, the privacy abomination, you know. This world is going haywire. Okay, so anyway, let's see here. I should be able to go down there. Yep. Okay. Pretty much can be. Okay, we need a. If I will work out. Let's see if we can just. Not much room. There we can. Oh yeah. There we go. Apparently this. I don't know why they would have. I apparently want to turn around. Either way, you know. Oh well. That's interesting. Apparently it doesn't want to lay down. Either want to jump to one up or the other. Okay. White stuff all over. Well, the problem, of course, with the. There we go. I wonder what that is. It looks like damage or something like that. Maybe it is. And that's why the, I don't know. Put the. Still hard to see. Let's try this. I see two-way working pretty good. Did at least. It's hard to see. There's a lot of stuff on it. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Hopefully it hasn't done anything bad. It looks like there's a yeah, well, it's still working, so it's not but an issue with the hard drive that I seem to come around when I moved a lot of data over. But maybe who knows? Maybe this is just a surface thing, but yeah. Anyway, so we have the screw here. It's incredible how much crap there's, how much dust has been apparently just sucked into the thing. Okay, let's try to take the hard drive off here. There we go. Let's see. 3 different plates. I haven't. Probably no difference, but this is the first one. Let's see if that goes down. Yeah. So I can go down, totally down, and actually be put there. Question, of course, can the hard drive actually? The slim client here has not been made for longer things. Let's try this one. Let's put that down, see if it, oh yeah. Seems to be also going just around the chip. Maybe we should just taking a little more. I could have taken a little more. Well, it doesn't. I guess it doesn't matter. It seems to be there. Right? Yep. And there's even room to. At that point, it seems to be. It's just. It's. It should have a little more taken off, I think. I have oh, we have the Dremel thing here. That's my okay. Now we still. I'll take a little more. It's not the. It's not the best way to do it, but hey. Okay, let's see if that's going to work. Should be enough. There we go. Oh yeah, that's true. We don't have the screws. At least not. Where did I put those? That's a good question. Oh well. Yeah, of course one can do like this. Put it down here, and this is the screw, right? I can't remember which one. Oh, whatever. Either one. Let's try the other one. That's weird. Seems like we need a smaller screw for that, apparently. Well, I guess I have one of these over here. Maybe that's a very small one. Yep. Let's try that. Apparently these are too long, both of them. Apparently to get down. Oh, it's not hard to fix in regards to the screws. There you go. And the question, of course, is in regards to the hard drive. Is this the other way? Should be this way. Oh, there we go. Should be the same here. Oh, that's a tough one. I succeeded. It's too. Oh, it depends, I guess. Going to come a long way. Well, it's not really anything on that side. Okay. One left, one no one. Okay, there's some diodes. Alright, let's turn it on and see what we get. Oh, need some energy first. There we go. And turn it on. No noise. Very silent. Okay, anyway. Can't remember if this was the one, if that was the one, or whatnot. Who knows? That's the screw. I thought different things of these, and probably the same. Interesting that I apparently seem to have damaged it a little, although it's still working, so. Oh my. Way too many things on the. Anyway, let's have it sit for a couple of minutes just to let Windows load up. Anyway, this was the one that I used. This was the one that I seems to be an issue with the hard drive sometimes. I'm not sure why. Maybe it is. Maybe I've damaged it. I'm not entirely sure. As far as I recall, it just began to stop working as it should when it's still working. It's not unstable or anything like that. But running the benchmark test, apparently it seems to change after I move all those data over to it. Then I tried to remove them again, but apparently the issue consisted continuing on. I don't know if I've taken enough of this one, hopefully. Hopefully I've taken enough for that so I can just put it down. I think that should be a good possibility that it is so. We'll see. I shouldn't do that when it's turned on. Anyway, last time it didn't go so well. So let's run the thing for 10 times. Let's see how the hard drive reacts to it in regard to the benchmark test. And then I have the two others. Shouldn't really be any difference between, although there are some kind of things in this one that there isn't on the other one. Not sure if that makes any difference at all. But I'll just try them out, I guess, just to see if there seems to be any difference. Looks pretty good, but again, it sometimes makes this stall. I think it's actually when I'm running. Oh, well, we can always run it multiple times. Yeah, that's interesting. So it does have kind of a, which seems to be a little damage from the screw, I guess, when that was put on. There we go, with some gas. Besides that, it seems to be working, you know. Was just wanting to get that fixed. Yeah. Whatever the case. Oh yeah, that's true. I need a cable for the I need a better cable for it as well, instead of this long gated thing, you know, just huge long in regards to the screen things. You can't really put much backward. You could get a couple of centimeters if you got the adapter away and just put in a plug. Maybe you can actually get in a flat plug of these kind of plugs, if I can figure out what kind of plug I need. That's the difference of these huge plugs. But whatever, it's working now. Now it makes this issue on the write speed. I'm still not sure why. After I moved huge amount of data over to it, it began to do it. So it didn't seem to be like a hardware thing, but you know, there clearly is a mark on the hard drive. So not sure about that. Although it doesn't seem to be unstable or anything like that, and shouldn't have hurt the thing. That's a little bit of thing, but I don't think it has hurt it, hopefully. But there's a little bit of thing that it, you know, there's pretty much touching somewhat, you know. I can try to see that again. In regards of this world. This sick world, that's wrong. Stop work, magnify. Let's see if we can get to it again. I have the light, and just to the right of the light, that didn't really help on it, I guess. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, there we go. That was really good. Wow. There we go. Doesn't look that bad. I can see it scratched at the outer surface, and then there's this thing in the middle there. I'm not sure what that is, but it might be. It's very close to it, you know. I don't think it's ruining it. Should be working okay. That's you know, at least a place where there seems to be slightly a touch to the thing. I'm gonna go with the screen again. Yeah. The test apparently in regards to the write speed apparently makes these issues. I'm not sure why. So it clearly does something, you know, that it didn't do in the beginning. Maybe it's just because it's a cheap hard drive, because it is a very, very cheap hard drive. The cheapest 2 terabyte that you could get. So, you know, maybe it's just how it is, you know. Let's make it run for the ultimate. It's interesting that it's like running normally and then makes these, you know, it's running normally for a good amount and then it just drops down. Oh well, there we go. Yep. Oh, it's getting hot. And it's you know, the charging battery has been charged to the full extent, and I think all of my batteries is charged to the full extent, as far as I know, including the motorcycle battery, which I can't remember if I think it's full at the maximum. Yeah, let's see. No. 12.6, that should be, I think it's the maximum as far as I recall. Anyway, I guess whatever with this nonsense. As long as it's working, I guess. So, I just tried this one as well and compare the results if there's any difference. I don't think there's any difference at all, but hey, you know. Let's save that, save as. If that's even possible while it's doing its thing here. Just export image, you're gonna be kidding me. That was a good time in the past while things worked as you wanted them to. Okay, so this is the square. At least it's the most square of the three. So let's just call it square. Oh, wait a minute. I have a fan. Let's play with the Lego, you know. Let's put some Lego in and there we go. Oh, that's nice. I have some Lego running 12 volts. You know, if it can do 9 volts, I think it can do 12 volts, although I seem to have burned another thing out yesterday. That was a pretty nice fan, but apparently didn't like putting other fans to it. So I'm not entirely sure in regards to the 12 volt with Lego if there's some issues in regards to the connectors that it might shortcut something. No, not sure. Well, I guess if you put it backward, maybe that will go back into the system. Yeah, I guess if you turn it around, or maybe that was the issue. Maybe turning plus and minus in another thing where it's connected to the Lego might be the thing that makes some issues. I guess that might be the case. That might be the case, I guess. Well, flipping it around, yeah, maybe. Yeah, and making it go that direction, that might have flipped. I don't know. Whatever the case, it exploded on me. Well, poof. Well. I have that one now at the moment. It's guess it's not as good as the other one because the other one I had on top of the screen. And actually, you know, surprisingly enough, it was very, very tight. You know, apparently just was pretty fast, you know. Okay, we're nearly done with the benchmark test. 24, 46. Export, blah 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 blah. Square. Let's take it's 256. I don't think we'll see much difference with the others. But hey, yeah. Let's try it out. All three of them should now be working. No, something in regards to putting. Haven't done that on two of them. I can't even. That's a good question. Well, let's have another one. Let's try the one with the whatever on it. Didn't it? That's not fitting totally. Apparently. That needs. Yeah, it's not. That's not sitting totally. I'm not sure. Nah. I clearly need some. Needs a little sharpening. Oh, I guess it doesn't really. You know, if it doesn't. I see that. That's. Probably not going to do it, but anyway. Nope. It has that's probably not going to do it either. Oh? Nope. It's it's very close for sure. Okay. So let's just have the last. There we go. Let's try again. And there we go. And it's pretty much done, I think. It's pretty much there. Okay. So pretty much screws around. It's not perfect, but possible. Alright, let's check this one. Yeah, well, anyway, as long as it's working. Still need to solve those. Yeah. Get this one. That's probably for the screws for the mobile. Yeah. And then we have this one. Something here. Looks a little right to be something of that nature. Anyway. Of course, what is interesting is that the computer can really much do without cooling, you know. Are you sure you wanna, you know? Yeah, well, I did push it, didn't I? Incredible. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Yes, we're getting more than enough into the system. So. To the battery system. As long as you're not using too much power, then everything is good, I guess. It's turning. That's nice. Let's start it up, I guess. It's weird how it's... Come on, stay. Well, we haven't had any heating issues apparently, as of yet at least. But it's pretty hot. Well, again, the test doesn't really seem to me much of a difference. We still have those issues. I guess it's just how it is, you know. Apparently those issues won't go away. Anyway, let's see. Taking its time. So I guess that was all for... It's getting pretty hot. Doesn't really matter much anyway, right? Oh, here we have the hybrid controller Mars Rock. That's a hybrid controller for... Yeah, for wind and solar. I guess I was looking to... well, I don't know. Schematic designs of hybrid controller, the WG1200. Oh, the mobile has become really hard. I guess that's the problem with it. There's no salt exclusion. I'm not sure if they're still... Amazing wind turbine. Okay, I think we got tested the other one, although we got some, well, worse results than last time, I guess. But that could just be, you know. I have a lot more while the right speed is damaged. I have issues. Let's try to run the big one. Update Amazon Fireblade Domestic Wind Turbine Part 4. Yeah, it's probably some crap. Are they a scam? Yeah, most of them seem to be a scam. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
You can see how fast the turbine is spinning, and that's how fast it has to be in order to light the bulb in the garden. See what? It's gone off now. I was just down there picking some pears. There we are. It's off, look. Spinning like crazy. It has to actually look like it's going to take off before that bulb will light up in the garden. So I don't know how efficient this machine is for actually producing electricity. I thought there was a household bulb in that lamp, but Nige tells me it's just a 12-volt car bulb. So, as part of an update that Nigel wants to do on the turbine since it's been installed, because he wanted to run the heater system in the polytunnel, and unfortunately I don't think that's going to be possible. This is the first high wind we've had in order to show you. It's still not lit. Oh, hang on, it's spinning now, and that's Nigel's down there. Yay! Look! He has light, he has light! He's so excited about a little 12-volt bulb lighting up, honest to God. He's ecstatic. Yay! Oh, look, it's dimming already, look. Look, it's dimming, look, it's gone out. Oh, look, and it's still...
What does she mean about 112 volt? Wasn't it producing 12 volt? Oh, maybe that's... okay.
Spinning, look. Still spinning like crazy. And no light. Oh, never mind, Nige. And I tell you what, since we bought ours from the original video, which was like £60, I think, for everything that we bought for it, apart from the bits and bobs that Nigel hanging around anyway,
Bits and bobs.
they've doubled in price. So honestly, whether we've got a dodgy one, not knowing how these things are made inside, goodness knows, but it's definitely not 500 watts. Never in a million years. There we go, she's spinning like bonkers.
None of them are in regards to, and of course they're bullshitting in regards to the numbers. It's disgusting, but that's typical of the world. They think it's okay, but it's not. It's bullshit. It's deception.
And it's just starting to glow slightly. And it's gone off again. So make of it as you will. There's the reality of a wind turbine hooked up to one single 12-volt bulb in the garden. Okay. It has to spin like...
Okay, 12 volt. The thing is that it's, it seems that they're putting it a pretty good distance as well. If you're going to have 12 volt, it's still, you need some pretty big, heavy cables as well. I don't know if they've done that. But you will get a lot of loss. But of course, I have a 12 volt as well, and I'm not getting anything. I'm not. Well, I'm getting a LED in the thing blinking. That's all I'm getting. Yeah, oh, it's horrible.
Like it's going to take off just to power a 12-volt bulb.
Yeah, couldn't even do that. Couldn't even get 4 volt. Well, 4 volt.
This is the end of October. I'm not sure if it's the 28th or 29th. It's Friday anyway. And we've got high winds and bad weather here in South Wales, UK. So you think from spinning that kind of speed that you get something out of it. But I mean, apart from a nice feature in the garden, I don't think it's up to much really. So Nigel's initial enthusiasm and excitement and has waned slightly from the electricity point of view anyway. It's a nice feature in the garden, but that's about it really. You can see how fast it's spinning, look, going absolutely bonkers. Well, not a flicker down there. Oh, never mind, Nigel. Not a flicker. I filmed you when you had the bulb on.
Hey!
We had light for a minute.
Oh, shocking, isn't it? You always turn it, it's not producing enough electricity to light the 12-volt bulb.
No, and I mean it's spinning like Obilio. It's not. Oh, here we go again. There we go. It's spinning like bonkers, look, and it's lighting the bulb now.
And that's they sell that too, right? It's a 500 watt. No way.
No, I'm filming through the window, so it's having trouble focusing, but because it's really cold up there.
500 watts. Mine is 600 watts, although I don't have the have the wind that they have, but you know, never ever going to produce 600 watts. And if you look in the cables, how are they going to produce? Like if you're going like 12 volts, right? Okay, 12 volts, 600 watts. So how many amps are that? Okay, that's a good amount of amps. And you look at the cables coming out of the unit, and it's like, oh no, that's not, that doesn't seem to be likely. Anyway.
Yeah, spinning like a nut ball, but it's not powering. Not powering the bulb. It's shockingly bad, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is shockingly bad. But that's the tendency of all the bullshit and nonsense there is in regards of windmills. That's interesting. The sky is disgustingly filled with filth. But that's just normal, I guess. You know? Yeah.
I was just saying to the gang tuning in, it's a very nice feature in the garden. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. It's lit. But there you go. There's the speed it's going up. It's going to take off. That's how much it has to go in order to...
That's the 12 volt bulb, that is.
Yeah.
And it's connected straight into the turbine.
Not going to the batteries, which you were trying to figure out in the last video, but you've sorted it out now.
Yeah.
Look, it's absolutely... It's still spinning.
It's a nice feature in the garden, but I don't think I could rely on it to power my polytunnel.
No.
I think if I relied on it, I think the plants will perish.
I think they definitely perish, but...
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just...
There we are. There we are. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and let us know how we're doing. And don't forget, get out there and do a bit. No matter what the weather's like, get out there and enjoy yourself. Thank you very much.
Yeah. That's a real 600 turbine as far as I recall. The best Chinese wind turbine, great results, 1 year plus review. Yeah. I wonder if these are the same. Real output. That's 4 years old. Probably have seen it already. I guess let's have some B vitamins, whatever, you know. Oh, they have energy.
Hey guys, it's me up on the roof, and I wanted to come up here to show you that this was installed in the middle of January over a year ago, and over a year ago. So there's your model. And the reason I'm showing you this video, you see Chaos back there still running perfect. That's a Thermodyne. Look below the video. I'm going to show you the links to where all this comes from. This thing is a powerhouse. Listen to it. Blades make a wicked look to them. Here, watch this here. And you can look at the up-close condition of this. Look at the heavy bearings in that thing. manufacture date on it. Rotor diameter 1.6 meters, so it's a little over, I think a little over 5 feet. At about 60 something inches, I don't know. But really does produce 100% of what it claims. Now, you're wondering, why am I making a video? Am I up here cleaning all the solar panels? No, too lazy for that. Rain's enough. Let's get down here. But you're gonna look below the video and you'll see the links to all the parts and all the pieces. And I'm gonna start doing diagrams on everything. How to build these, and if you wanna buy that exact turbine frame and mount setup that I designed, I'm gonna start making them. Just kits. You want to buy the motors, PMAs, and all that, that's up to you. All right, let's go down. So the folks in China decided, the maker of this, Mr. John, that's really nice. And they contacted me. They said, holy cow, you people are loving these. And I'm, yeah, they work better than any wind turbine I ever purchased. And guys, I'm on the record, I'll tell you, I've installed over 100. Over 100. Not just of these. I put in Bergies, put in Air X's, a lot of sunning. I've done sunning for about 4 years, sunning wind turbines for about 4 years. We're going to open up a newer model. All right, so ship to, and I got it in like 5 freaking days. To Twin Falls. We're going to get it, and we're going to get this off. FedEx just left out of here. And I'm going to show you the 2019 model that if you've ordered these, you're getting them, and you probably already know what I'm talking about. But I have a problem with that one. And you're going to think that's not a problem, but it makes too damn much power. I've had to increase my diversion loads 3 times. And we're going to be doing a video on diversion loads very soon, guys. That's coming. Now we're down to the nitty-gritty here. Okay. And pull parts out of the box. I'm sorry, this will probably be a long video, and I'm going to get people going, you're a rambler. No, that's a rambler. That's a rambler right there. No, man, if you want to buy something, who's going to spend $200-300 and go, why didn't that guy say that the foam was white? You know, whatever. I'm going to explain everything. When I spend money, I get real pissy when somebody don't put in all the information. So I understand that. In this one's case, we have user's manual. Familiar turbine. We have shaft key. We have 5-blade hub. Nice. And when I said that the other one above was putting out way too much power, it's because it's a 3-blade. 5-blade will create a torque effect and actually wind wall. That's when the blades are all going so fast. So say you bought an old turbine from eBay and it's got like 10 or 12 blades. It can only go so fast because as soon as all the blades basically become one, they're a wall, wind walling, and the turbine doesn't do anything. Of course, if you buy one from the Midwest, it doesn't do anything anyhow. It doesn't matter if you put a 300 horse V8 on it. All right, so here comes more tools. Kind of nice. Look at that. Reaches in. I didn't get that in my last one. All heavy. Newer model. All right, so shipped to, and I got it in like 5 freaking days. To Twin Falls. We're going to get it, and we're going to get this off. FedEx just left out of here. And I'm going to show you the 2019 model that if you've ordered these, you're getting them, and you probably already know what I'm talking about. But I have a problem with that one. And you're going to think that's not a problem, but it makes too damn much power. I've had to increase my diversion loads 3 times. And we're going to be doing a video on diversion loads very soon, guys. That's coming. Now we're down to the nitty-gritty here. Okay. And pull parts out of the box. I'm sorry, this will probably be a long video, and I'm going to get people going, "You're a rambler." No, that's a rambler. That's a rambler right there. No, man, if you want to buy something, who's going to spend $200-300 and go, "Why didn't that guy say that the foam was white?" You know, whatever. I'm going to explain everything. When I spend money, I get real pissy when somebody don't put in all the information. So I understand that. In this one's case, we have user's manual.
User's manual.
Familiar turbine. We have shaft key. We have 5-blade hub. Nice. And when I said that the other one above was putting out way too much power, it's because it's a 3-blade. 5-blade will create a torque effect and actually wind wall. That's when the blades are all going so fast. So say you bought an old turbine from eBay and it's got like 10 or 12 blades. It can only go so fast because as soon as all the blades basically become one, they're a wall, wind walling, and the turbine doesn't do anything. Of course, if you buy one from the Midwest, it doesn't do anything anyhow. It doesn't matter if you put a 300 horse V8 on it. All right, so here comes more tools. Kind of nice. Look at that, reaches in. I didn't get that in my last one. All heavy galvanized bolts and hardware, and looks like stainless steel nuts. Yep, stainless steel. Very good. I can see that by the sheen on it. And it comes with the brand new. Now this is what's cool. This is what's cool. Brand new. Now I want to show you here real quick. Let me pause. I'll grab this other one and I'll show you what comes with the competitors' models, because I have one. Installed it for a poor guy. So hold on. And poof like magic. Boom. There it is. All right. So that's the competitor model. 600 watt. Yeah. I smoke cigarettes come out of packs bigger than that. All right. So, yeah, I smoke. I'm sure you know that. All right. Now, that's the new 2019. That is better. Wind generator braking voltage kicks on at 15, which means your inverters won't freak out. Stay tuned, long video. If you want to get pissed, go watch cartoons. But I want to show you something you're going to learn. You could use this, but no. All right, we're not going to use that. Emma, not a toy, it's junk. Especially one of these. So the diodes are tiny. Tiny. They're not good for this. They're not good for these. These are powerhouses. So we have what comes with it. Now they're not hard to do. If you can't weld this on, let me give you this thing here. It is big enough that you can take it to a machine shop or a plumber. Go take it to a plumber. He will drill it and tap it for 1.5-inch pipe threads. You put 3 feet of 1.5-inch pipe on it and it will slip because it's 1.90 OD pipe. It will slip into a piece of 2-inch pipe. Now the reason I say 2-inch pipe, you want to use the rigid Schedule 40 Home Depot 10-foot sections. They sell them, I don't know, $40. You want to use that because this sucker makes a lot of power and you want stability. You can use 1.5-inch pipe, but this ain't some junk crap out of Missouri. It's actually a real turbine. So there's the blades, and the blades come as 5. And they're not little, guys. Look at the size of these blades. And the styrofoam pellets, they're free. They don't charge you for that. Bits of styrofoam. So these run about $300 now. Apparently I screwed up and got one for $220-something and thought, I'll give it a shot. Comes with a good nose cone with double clips on it, so that really does stay on there. And people go, so you don't need a nose cone? I don't know. get snow packed in one side of this, it's like totally out of balance. You don't want that. Or dirt, whatever. You want the nose cone. This is designed to be cooling. Now, I'm going to tell you this. My hand is a large hand. Tell by looking at what I'm covering. Complete rectifier and controller with one hand. Now, I want you to look at this PMA. This is huge. The motor, PMA, permanent magnet alternator, actually goes back a good solid 2 3/4 inches further back, which makes this about 25% larger in wiring and mass than even the ones I have up there. Now you look at Chaos, she's barely turning. The little China Wonder is just going. I hate the fact that America can't build these guys. But for the time being, this is what you've got. This is what they are, and this one was shipped out as a 2019 prototype, and the link below will lead you to these turbines. And you guys, man, install them right, install them high. Don't install them near the ground. Don't install them on a ladder. Don't install them in a tree. And if you've got trees nearby, you need to be about 150 feet away from tree mass. And these things will make a ton of power. Your power is going to be stored in batteries. It's produced up to 75 volts. However, it's 75 volts for a 12 volt model, up to 100 volts for a 24 volt model. But don't flip out. It actually is rectified like a transformer. You know, you plug in a wall and drops a volt. It's actually rectified, and then against the battery load, it produces the battery's charge necessity. That's it. Now, you get one with that controller, and they... Look at the size of these blades. And the styrofoam pellets, they're free. They don't charge you for the bits of styrofoam. So these run about $300 now. Apparently I screwed up and got one for $220 something and thought, I'll give it a shot. Comes with a good nose cone with double clips on it, so that really does stay on there. And people go, so you don't need a nose cone. I don't know. Get snow packed in one side of this, it's like totally out of balance. You don't want that. Or dirt, whatever. You want the nose cone. This is designed to be cooling. Now, I'm going to tell you this. My hand is a large hand. Tell by looking at what I'm covering. Complete rectifier and controller with one hand. Now, I want you to look at this PMA. This is huge. The motor, PMA, permanent magnet alternator, actually goes back a good solid 2 3/4 inches further back, which makes this about 25% larger in wiring and mass than even the ones I have up there. Now you look at Chaos, she's barely turning. The little China Wonder is just going. I hate the fact that America can't build these guys. But for the time being, this is what you've got. This is what they are, and this one was shipped out as a 2019 prototype, and the link below will lead you to these turbines. And you guys, man, install them right, install them high. Don't install them near the ground. Don't install them on a ladder. Don't install them in a tree. And if you've got trees nearby, you need to be about 150 feet away from tree mass. And these things will make a ton of power. Your power is going to be stored in batteries. It's produced up to 75 volts. However, it's 75 volts for a 12 volt model, up to 100 volts for a 24 volt model. But don't flip out. It actually is rectified like a transformer. You know, you plug in a wall and drops a volt. It's actually rectified, and then against the battery load, it produces the battery's charge necessity. That's it. Now, you get one with that controller, and they work good. All right, folks, there you go. The best wind turbine that I have ever installed. For the price. I'll say that there's other ones that are probably better, but for the price, very easy to do. And when they say 500 watts, you better be ready to get 1,000. That's what these will do. All right, guys.
What have I now done? client, whatever. Intel client, is it not finding my hard drive or something like that? Maybe it reset the brown. Okay, let's see. Maybe something bad happened. Who knows? Let's try again. Turn it on. On the BIOS thing. Guess we might have a BIOS issue. Let's reset the BIOS. Guess the battery might not be so good in it. Something like that. No, the BIOS seems to be okay, so what's the problem? Real check. Okay, let's just turn it off here. See if we can, maybe that's a problem in regards to the hard drive. Yes, let's move it up here. See if this works. Turn it on. I did turn on the hard drive, but yeah, okay, I remember the issue why I bought different of these. I'm still not finding the hard drive. Let's turn it off and on again. Hopefully it didn't ruin anything. But it does seem to have some issues, apparently. It should start up with I don't know, Realtek PCI GBI controller, whatnot. What is that nonsense? Nah, okay, let's see, F8 or something like that. See if we can find the hard drive or something like that. I think it's F8 or maybe it's P. That's probably P. It's like all these different standards of computers. It's just utter nonsense, but that's the way it is. I don't see the there's a USB hard drive. Apparently. Not sure what. Apparently it doesn't see the hard drive. I'm not sure why. Okay, let's take that off here. Apparently this seems to be not working. Okay, let's just try one of the others here. Just to be sure that it's... Let's put that in and set that in here. There we go. Turn it on, see. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it's just the thing that didn't connect as it should or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, it's turning on now. Yeah, who knows. I'll be right back. I need to pee. it can get a lot more painful. It usually gets worse and worse and worse and not better. That's usually the case. Oh well, let's see here. Learning how to save. What's that? Micro wind turbine winding wiring new. Why this one didn't work.
Hey everybody, I'm back out here in the shop and I'm going to show you something kind of cool. I have with me 3 100-foot extension cords and I have some other cool stuff. Going to be a video on that. Look below the video. I'm going to put a link where you can get these and you'll get them at a little bit cheaper price. And this is going to shock you, what we're doing here. I've got extension cords and I'm going to walk you over there to the house and I'm going to show you the gray matter setup. Now it's been unhooked from there now for a while because we're now running it back in the back and it's using the other Chinese turbine. But we're using extension cords and I want to show you why we do it. Normally you use something like this, 6-gauge wire. But let's get over there right quick and I'll show you what we're talking about. All right, so you'll see this is the old setup that's in my office. And it had the voltmeter and the amps from the original gray matter turbine. There's 12-volt port, there's fuses, and lost the cover, and that right there was used for the brake. So I had to remove all this. That's cables for the computer, some of that in there. So there that is, there's the rectifier. So the power came in on those kind of cables. It ran 112 feet. This thing here would easily, that gray matter turbine would easily slam that 50 amps, and that's a lot. All right, so let's get over there and I'll show you why this wire will work. All right, now you just saw in the house where I showed you where these wires are going, and they originally came all the way. So let me get over here, all the way back from the shop. So we are 74 feet that it runs. Now, it ran from originally the turbine up there, which was gray matter, down and all the way back to the house, through the attic, 27 feet, down to what you just saw there, which was that rectifier. And this thing would produce 50, 60 amps. It would literally bury that meter numerous times. In windstorms, it just stayed buried. So it was handling about 65, 70 amps, which was about 900 watts of electricity for DC. And so you look up here, you see the camera line there, but these lower ones are the ones that are 3 of these extension cords I'm showing you here in the video, and they've been up there almost 8 years. They are starting to crack, but they still have the inner wire covers, and so they're still good. We're going to reuse and strip all that out, reuse all this, but this will come down and using 1 5/8 fence rail that has socketed ends on it. Let me show you that right quick. All right, here on the back of my truck I have 1 3/8, which is what we will put AC voltage through, and you'll see the connectors there. And you'll be able to actually put a coating on this to make them waterproof. And then here is 1 5/8. This is fence rail. At your local fence or metal place, you can get these at 21 foot 4, 1 5/8 and 1 3/8. See the different sizes? You can get these. This is $21 here in Idaho, so I don't know where you'd be getting them at, but $21. It is a welded seam. This is very strong, and you can see the thickness there. Okay. And these here are $24. So 24 for the 1 5/8, 21 for the 1 3/8, and they'll socket together. So we're going to join a group of these to run between the house and the shop. This will be AC current, and this here, the bigger one, will be DC current as well as camera line. So I have 6 cameras out in the shop, and we'll have that for cameras and a DC running 6-gauge back to the house and dropping into that carport so we can balance the battery systems. There'll be more details on that in a future video. But let's go back to the wire, and I'm going to show you how and why you can use $20 100-foot extension cords to send a lot of power easily. All right, let's go. All right, so now you saw that. Anna Mae's still out here guarding the wire, and her and Emma and Katie. And what we have here is a real cool scenario. Now, you know that if you're going to run a wind turbine, and this is for people who run wind turbines, I don't suggest you do this with everything. You can actually do it with solar too. But if you're going to install, which you should, a minimum of 8 gauge wire for 100 feet. And you've seen that run. It's about 120 feet. I'm way over here in the shop, and I didn't even actually calculate up there in the top the distance that ran over here. But now you can see the wires running that direction instead of that direction, and the old wires are hanging right there. So what we've got here is we've got 100-foot outdoor rated general use extension cord, and make sure you buy the right kind. Now the Hyper Tough, they are 100% copper. That's very important. You don't want copper clad on anything. So now here we go. We have 3 16 gauge leads that are coming in this wire. Each one has the sheath around them like I showed you up there, and then they have an outdoor rated. So this is actually UV protected, and this is UV. Those wires have been up there for a long time, and I mean, I get windstorms, I get unbearable amounts of sunlight because I'm at high altitude, and they're still good. So I mean, if you see what I'm doing with that fence rail pipe, you can just imagine lifespan's going to increase drastically. So here's the deal. These 3 cords, 100 feet apiece, can transfer as much energy and power basically as 6 gauge, but instead of you spending roughly $150, you're going to spend about $65, I think, with tax. Big freaking difference. Now, you just basically cut the ends off, toss them, and you're going to take the wires, and let me show you this. Now, look carefully. I'm going to put a little picture here. Look at this picture. That picture is of your gauge calculation. So it's going to show you what a 16 gauge wire is, then multiply that times 3. And when you put them all together, you end up with about the same damn wire. Well, this is just a hair heavier, but there you go. Plus finer strand. So if you're thinking, well, I'll just buy welding cable 6 gauge and I will pay through the nose. So I want you to look over here. That's paying through the nose, guys. You don't want to do it. Now, another thing, I'm going to put this over here because I want to show you the best part here in just a second. Just stay tuned. Probably a long video, but I want to get really in depth about this. Now, I can run this 100 feet on a, say, 1,000 watt 24 volt turbine. Perfect. In fact, I can run a 2,000 watt 48 volt turbine. Perfect. No problem. And an 800 to 1,000 watt 12 volt. No problem. So, and I have been doing it for years. No problems at all. Now, it's just what it is. It's electrical wire. Electrical wire, electrical wire. Real expensive. Pretty damn cheap.
The only problem is that if one of the wires is cut, I know there's a very little chance for that, but if it happens that one of the wires goes, you then have maybe 2 wires with more than they're capable of doing. If one more, you have 1 wire that, I guess, I don't know how much you actually need for it to actually become very, because the cable will become heated up. The question is when it's actually going to make an issue, So, of course, one could test that. I don't know why. So, maybe one would figure out if it was cut before it actually does anything. But that's the difference. If one wire is cut, it's totally cut. I guess you could maybe still have some. I don't know. But the idea is that it's actually, apparently it's legal to do as long as the one wire can handle the whole thing. So if the one cable can handle the whole thing, you can put 2 or 3 wires on it. So if to just lessen the lessen the resistance and all that, and loss. But the one single cable have to be able to do what is going to be produced. So yeah, well, anyway.
Now you go down there and you get you some, there you go. That tells you that you can do this. So if you've got a wind turbine, you run this down your tower, over to your house, come up, make you a box, connect 3 wires together, into here, into here, into here, 3 different terminals, and then come off of it with some 6 or 8 gauge going to your rectifiers or your controllers inside, and you're done. You saved a ton of money, because you know this is a lot of people. They're on a budget when they do this. So 300-foot rolls, cut the ends off, and do not do this. Don't use the connectors. Cut them off. Bare wires, good clamps, good heavy terminals. That's what you want. Now, over here in this little pile, this is cool, and I know I'm going to have a lot of people asking me what the hell. This is a big thing. This is a green energy wind turbine controller, and this is what you get with all the other ones. Both of them are for 500 watt turbines. Ouch. That one ain't no pun. Look at the link below the video. Green energy, 500 watt turbines. You see them in my other videos. Go look at my other videos. You will see a lot of wind turbine related videos. Who to pay attention to, who to ignore. This thing comes from Hurricane Wind Power out of either West Virginia or Virginia, I'm not positive. And it's a 63 amp, 3-phase, 1, 2, 3. And the way that I run this is neat. Rectifier, rectifier. My wires come in. Let me just grab these over here. My 3 wires come in, and what I do is I take my 3 wires that come in and I'll attach them here, and then I'll run me some 8 gauge jumpers over to this side. So you're coming in right here, and then I'm running.
So you have a side that have been affected by God, and then you have societies that is affected mostly by the devil. And one tries to ruin the others. Yeah, it's incredible. It's a demonic world we live in. It's incredible. Going to attack your information and all that is just disgusting.
Running my jumpers over to that side. From this side, I will come out and go to this rectifier. From this rectifier, depending on my wind turbine, you guys should ask, but for a 500 watt wind turbine, I usually run about 300 watts. These are 100 watts a piece, and I'll run 300. If it's a 24 volt turbine, same thing. 48 volt turbine, you can usually get away with running the 10 or 12 ohm. 24 volt turbine, 6 ohm, 2 to 3 to 4 ohm for the 12 volt turbine. And if I've got a 600 watt turbine and I'm in an area where it produces a lot, say it has hit 600, I'll run 400 watts. About 70% of your turbine's real, actual peak results that it's ever had, that's what you'll use. So what happens is when you put this thing here over on divert or brake, this is a braking system. When you put it on brake, what it does is it takes that same power that normally would have shot down and went to your battery bank through this or through a controller. So it'd be your 3 wires through your controller or 3 wires to your rectifier. It would normally take that and go straight down that direction on 1. In 0, it would go nowhere. And over here, it takes it and feeds it through to here. This converts it to DC voltage, and this becomes the load. As if you have basically dead batteries, it's trying to charge. So what happens is your turbine normally will slow down under a heavy load. Your really low battery, say you got 8 volts on your 12 volt battery bank, the turbine's going to have a hell of a time turning. You need some solar coming in. Now, in this one's case, this prevents your turbine from burning up. So inside your turbine, you have what is a stator. Inside there is a stator. What will happen is if you buy one of those little switches called a wind turbine brake, you're going to burn your stator up. And the reason for that is because that switch is going to dead short energy, just like taking these 3 wires right here and just connecting them. And as that turbine tries to spin, if it gets in a big windstorm, it's just going to toast this thing. It's going to get so hot it can't cool down, and it's going to burn it. So the results are going to be very bad. But instead of that, you're going to divert it here. So the heat, the turbine can still spin at about 20% of its maximum rotational speed, and all the heat will go here. Most of the time it won't hardly spin at all, but as it produces anything that you don't want, it'll go here. So in a storm, you click it over, it goes into brake mode, and diverts to here. No storm, click it back over, it goes straight into the controller or battery bank, and you don't destroy your turbine. So just little tips on wind turbines. I really recommend that program right there, and cheap. And all these parts, everything I've done in the video here, I'll put below the video. And if you have any questions, ask a question. You know, I've got 800 watt, 24 volt. What do I use? Just ask. I'll tell you. No problems. All right, guys, y'all be good. Anime Steel Garden Wire. Good dog.
That would be nice. Let's try again. Let's see if it works. Oh, finally. No pop-up. Oh, that's nice. Oh, okay.
Not a single. They spec this thing out with the full sleeve bearing, roller 3. It's like that freaking big.
Oh, wow.
Hey guys, just a real quick short video. You know what this is. If you're on my channel, you know what these are. And you hear that rooster in the background? You know what he is too, right? All right, so this one here is from Green Energy Solutions. It is a 600 watt. Notice the wider, bigger PMA, permanent magnet alternator, that's in that. Look at the heavier base. Now, people that are like, oh my God, that only looks like 14 gauge wire. It's not. It's very thin, fire-coated, tinned wire. It is about the equivalent of about 12. But it's, of course, a very short run, and it's the way, it's kind of wire you have to use in them, fire code.